third of all small boat crossings has stopped reaching the UK. Rishi Sunak.
Hello everyone, welcome back to week number, who knows. Your host for this evening as always is myself, Stuart, and the handsome, devilish looking Ross. And if you thought the guest last week was accomplished, oh boy, you're in for a treat.
You wait.
We have a certified Microsoft data analyst.
Oh,
The Young Enterprise Managing Director of the Year for 2023.
Jesus.
The Breaker of Chains.
That's me, man, yeah.
SPFL Match Attack's undisputed champion.
Yep.
Managed to grow taller than 5'4" against all odds.
Come on.
Generally considered amongst his peers. Can name every Bryan Adams song ever produced in order.
What a legend.
And an absolute Vienna's Paisley warrior.
I'm not proud of it.
Well,
This gentleman, folks, is the Owen McCarry. Welcome, Owen.
It's a pleasure to be here, Stuart. Thank you for such a ravishing introduction. Can't believe you wrote all that down about me.
No problem, mate.
Although I do have one complaint, you didn't put handsome in there like you did with Ross, and when you look at the two, then come on.
The list was just too long. It'd be here for hours.
I know, you gave me too small a pad to write on.
Right, Owen,
Sure.
as we start off the show as always, tell us, who is Owen?
Well, he's a young human being who's he's had a troubled upbringing.
yeah, you shook it.
No, not at all. Managed to grow bigger than 5'5". That was, if anyone knows.
Was it not 5'4"?
Oh, sorry.
You're giving yourself an extra inch there, man. Be
accomplishment.
considerate.
The accomplishment. I'm a freak for business management. I'm part of the dark side, a bit like Josh McMillan. I'm part of the Strathclyde team. Not at the beautiful establishment that I sit in tonight that runs karaoke.
Shut up.
I'm a graduate apprentice, but we'll go into that a bit later on, I believe.
Yes, we will.
Yes, we will.
Love my football, love my Oasis. That's
Good.
basically a short off, much else to say. I'll get my
Good, no problem. How's life been for you recently? Any sort of dark, tragic moments? Any family deaths?
Or
you want to
any
talk about?
happier moments, even. Any happier moments.
Well, family deaths would have been a bit of both, you know, depending on who it is. No
problem.
tragic things in my life. Been working away in my job, balancing full-time work and full-time uni's been a laugh, and drinking every other. I was about to say every other weekend. I mean every weekend.
No problem.
The
That's
routine of my life is work, uni, drinking, eat, sleep, drink, repeat. That's,
what a man.
legend.
Well, what a blazing introduction for this week's guest. So Owen, you have brought us some topics. We won't jump into Ross's questionnaire just yet.
Not yet, anyway.
But we'll go into some more Owen-esque topics,
I
want
want to hear the quiz, but
You
Shut
can
up.
hear that in a bit. You can hear that in a bit. We've got time.
If you make it to half an hour, you can have it.
okay.
Alright, so, first off, Owen, let's talk about Young Enterprise.
Oh, that cat's got out of the bag quite early.
No, we're not going to go into my section. We'll just do give us your Young Enterprise story. Just what has happened, like, from the start to now.
What led you to join Young Enterprise?
You can blame Courtney Verno for that one.
Right.
Who was our business teacher in school. So Young Enterprise is a immersive kind of student programme where young people get the experience of the company programme is what we did, where you get the experience of running your own business. As I said, Courtney Verno, who was our teacher, encouraged me to do this since third year, and then you're eligible to do it come sixth year. So as the two of you know, in sixth year we started up our own student company, Teed Up.
Damn right.
Which was making total t-shirts. It was totally my idea. And we sold them all year, and because we had a fantastic managing director, a pretty decent finance director, and
I'll take it.
an adequate, social media.
There was
Correct.
one person. There was one person for that.
Sorry, Ross. Yeah, so we ran that company, we made our products, we sold them out into the community. And then the way the programme works is you compete in your regional finals come almost the end of the process, which was around about March time, and we wiped the floor with every other school we were competing against. I think we won 6 in 6 of the 7 categories available, and we won the best company in Renfrewshire, where we're all from. We then went to the Scottish finals at Hampden. We all got suited and booted, which for scheme children was quite an experience.
Yeah, I wore Ross's old suit. That was awesome.
Oh God, I didn't realise you were that close. You did wash it, didn't you?
Aye.
I didn't.
Okay.
Uh,
But yeah, moving on. At the Scottish finals, I believe we came second, and we won a couple of awards on the grandest stage of them all.
Yes, that was a very good night.
And as Stuart mentioned in my glamorous introduction, I won the managing director of the year for the entire of Scotland. Yeah. I'll keep going. But, yeah, so I won that, and that helped me get my graduate apprenticeship position, which is in business. Well, it contributed towards it, as it was quite a big thing. Following that, I've kind of kept in contact with Young Enterprise, and I do a lot to kind of volunteer for them now.
Yeah.
I went and judged one of their Glasgow finals in December, which was funny seeing the fear in all the children's faces as you walk. It's amazing the power a clipboard gives you.
Really?
Standing with a clipboard and you see the fear that descends over their face. It's quite hilarious. So done that, and I was just last week. I was invited to the Scottish Parliament with the charity. To discuss the work that they do with MPs in Scotland at Holyrood.
Yeah.
So that was a privilege. Got to kind of advertise the work that they do, because I do think it's a really beneficial thing. Met as many Conservative MPs as you could wish to ever meet, which is always a great thing.
Oh, for sure.
We love the Conservatives
Yeah,
here.
so your country's booming, man. Met a couple of them, which was good. Basically following that, I've kept in close contact with them, and they, I kind of play the role as an ambassador for them now, which is good.
Yeah.
So it's been a beneficial experience.
Yeah, I think out of everyone from that Young Enterprise team teed up, you encapsulated Young Enterprise so much.
Yeah, you genuinely did.
You are the man for it.
That's a very polished and lovely way of saying I'm a loser, Stuart.
Well, actually, I went back to high school, talked to Vernal herself about Young Enterprise, and she said we won as much as we did because of the story that Young Enterprise had, and our Young Enterprise team had teed up, and I genuinely believe that was mainly because of the so fine general director.
Yes.
General director, my general now.
Managing
quite
director.
like that. I might propose that as a change to them for calling the general director of the company. Well, obviously it's no secret that of the team, I was kind of the passionate one about business. Obviously, I was doing it at Advanced Higher. And I travelled around 3 different schools to sit my subjects in 6th year, which was
brutal.
The amount of bills I ran up the council and taxi fees, by the way.
I was supposed to be the same computing class as you, but it was Miss Price that messed that one up, so I ended up having to go alone.
You were supposed to come to Glenafar?
Aye, but she messed it up.
You'd have fit right into that class.
Oh, great.
There was some beautiful outcasts in that class. You'd have fit right in, Ross.
You call me an outcast?
I'm calling myself an outcast.
I know, I'm kidding.
I wouldn't shy away from the fact that I was one of the driving forces in the team in terms of like the vision and where we wanted to go with it. But we did have a fantastic team of 15 behind me that helped drive that as well and kind of bought into what we were looking for. So it wasn't just all about me.
Well, funnily enough.
We can continue. Yeah, Young Enterprise was a really good experience for everyone. I loved Young Enterprise. It was great. On the whole, it was fantastic. And I would not go back and change anything.
I think Stuart's half been truthful here.
He's half been truthful. Yeah, there's stuff that we need to talk about.
Well, there's one little thing I want to say.
That we talked about last week.
No, it's... so, you know, Ross, sorry, a little tangent here. You know my group for my project?
Yes.
And practical computing, it doesn't matter. But you know my group for it?
Yes.
One of them's found the TikTok of you smashing a bin over my head.
That's
good.
cool.
I shared it in the group chat.
That's great. Anyway, back to Young Enterprise.
That was the first thing they showed me, for the record, before I came in here, and that's when I had that split-second decision of do I do the show tonight or do I go home?
Follow us on TikTok, folks. RNS Radio, all lowercase. Same on Instagram as well.
Kevin Muirhead's just started following Teed Up on Twitter.
What a man.
Anyway, Young Enterprise. Sure.
What about it, man?
What is it we talked about last week that we had to get the manager on himself to hear in person, in the flesh, what we were talking about?
Wow, we talked about a few things with Josh. I mean,
I could get Josh the message on Instagram right now, quoting what was said last week.
For the record, I genuinely know nothing about this. Josh hasn't told me anything about
Pretty
this.
much, I had a qualm with the team. The team. And this is an opinion, and I will reiterate it again before Ross is back out of this, that Ross half shared and Ada also kind of shared
Yeah.
was that it felt consistently like it was a friend group plus me, Ross, and Ada.
I'd like to point out Josh agreed with this.
Josh did agree with this, and we have three specific. I just thought of another one.
Yeah.
3 specific examples, and I'd like to hear your opinions on them as the managing director.
I would agree.
All right.
That's
All right, well, I don't need to say nothing then. That's the job.
I would agree that there's definitely a friend dynamic in any group that you're working with. 16 people are involved with. You definitely split off into your own wee sub branches.
But the problem was, it was 13 people, and then these 3.
It
wasn't like they're a group, they're a group, they're a group, they're a group. It was there. That one, then us.
So we're talking about there was 3 people that were just congregated as friends and.
Well, no. Me, Ross, and Ada were friends, genuinely. But I always felt like it was us 3 outside of everyone else.
Sorry, I thought you meant there was 3 outliers, but you are the 3 out. Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's a couple examples I have for this.
I'd agree, just to touch on, I would agree with that to a point, because definitely in terms of you and Ada, because I thought you and Ada did your own thing.
Yeah.
You were quite. I think it was a good thing though, because you took your role a lot more seriously than what anyone else did, as in you were always there or tried to make a valiant effort.
Spreadsheet.
Yeah, you did.
What am I saying? Because he's buttering me up now after I've got qualms with people.
Just hold on, because I'm going to put you down. You did make spreadsheets, even though it was appalling to the human eye. But
oh my god, those spreadsheets were a crime. Those were.
Stuart, folk have went to jail for less.
They were horrid. Looking back now, they were honking.
See when you showed me the spreadsheet, I remember when you showed me at one of the labs or one of the classrooms in science, and you showed me it, and I had to kid on that I thought it was good. Because I didn't want to hurt your feelings, and then I tried to give you constructive points that I probably didn't give as constructively as I could have given.
Should have took higher.
I took it on the chin. I don't know what I was doing. Ada can make spreadsheets, and I never did. And as I'll took that, sort of asked her, "Do you want to make spreadsheets?" She was like, "Nah, I'm not really boss." I was like, "I've got Excel. Why not?"
Excel can be as you'll know if you're doing admin. With me, the spreadsheets can be quite a thing to enact. To be honest, they can be.
Yes.
Excuse me, quite tricky. But the point that I was trying to make there was you actually made the effort to make a
I
contribution.
tried my very best.
You tried to make a contribution to the team. You were always there. You always try to make an effort to the selling events. As for my colleague to the left hand side, the whole digital thing, you made your own bed, Ross. Lie in it, but
I didn't.
No, I'm kidding. So what was it specifically that made you feel like
don't
look at me, this is
I'm asking you.
There's 3 specific, but you did also, you were there for us and you can acknowledge it. So the first one, it was after, I'm pretty sure, I can't remember exactly, but it was after, it was either after the final event, like the big one at Hampden, or it was at the regional event.
Probably the regional, because after the Scottish one we were done.
Well yeah, but no, it was on the drive back in the minibus.
Oh, that was.
It was me, Ross, and Ada, and we were sat pretty much at the front.
Yeah.
And we just heard everyone making plans to go to someone's house. Absolutely everyone, and we were just looking at each other, and legit, look at me and Ross. We were just like this, staring at each other, because it was just us 3. Everyone else was like, "Oh yeah, we'll go."
Yeah. I don't remember that specifically. It probably did happen. Okay. I don't remember much about the bus ride back apart from we were shouting at one of the opposing teams before. I just remember on the bus ride home, Levi got the a girl that was one of the managing directors of our team at the event followed Levi on Instagram, and Levi was showing me her, and then she followed me. We were laughing about that, and then I was holding on to me and Millie were holding on to all the trophies, and McGovern was driving the bus, and I don't know who taught that man to drive a bus, but I was holding on to the trophies for dear life, man, because I thought they were going to go. I had all the stuff, I had all the stuff we made to design the stalls sitting above me. I had a tree with scrunchies hanging off them about fall on my head, so I was holding on to all them. But yeah, there was a bit of a party at the back of the bus, for what I remember. It probably wasn't fortunate these were sitting down the front, but.
Yes.
I do agree that there was a friend dynamic.
Don't you worry, there's more. So
I'd actually like to touch upon a point.
Oh.
Yeah. This is something. No.
Ross hasn't done this before.
Yeah, it was just because of what you said to me.
He's coming back. He's battling me now.
You told me to lay in my own bed that I made. I did make that bed, but I was told if I wasn't happy with who I was working with, I would be able to get out of it. I was not able to get out of this at all. And I remember it because I openly objected in front of everyone. Not one person helped me.
I laughed.
Get out of what specifically?
Right, digital media, social media. I was happy to do that alone.
Yeah.
Then, do you remember now what happened?
No, I do remember that.
So that disdained me. No, not Kaylee. That disdained. Well, that actually did happen as well. That annoyed me. But that disdained me from doing anything. I didn't want to take part after that.
You just wanted to be yourself.
Right, you wanted to kind of own. You wanted to own the role.
Yeah, and it just didn't happen.
See, that was one of the dilemmas. I was more than when we voted on the roles, and I actually said this to multiple occasions because it's not a secret that people did complain about your ownership of the digital role. That's not a secret.
Yeah.
And I would defend you by saying at the end of the day, no one objected to voting Ross into the position of digital, including me. I think I actually helped forward you for it.
Yeah.
The issue with that was when Kaylee, I think it was when you were working actually for one of the events.
I remember that.
When you were working for one of the events, and Kaylee took over the socials, and Kaylee turned out in hindsight to be very good at social media marketing.
Yeah.
So that then left
especially for TikTok.
So she was brilliant for that. Like, so that then left us in a position, particularly me, and it's probably a two-way thing because Kaylee probably wasn't open to working with you, and you obviously wanted the role for yourself, which is fine.
Yeah.
So that then created
an interesting dynamic.
Then created a problem, and then obviously there was a couple other things which isn't your fault that you couldn't come to, and then Kaylee took control, and then it got to the point where towards the end we needed to like bash out social media posts, and Kaylee said that she'd be like hands on to do it all the time, so then came to make the decision of do we go for it or kind of thing, which I actually did feel really guilty about.
So what it sounds like to me is people complained about me having a part-time job.
No, it wasn't the complaint about you not being there, it was the complaint about in comparison to what Kaylee was doing compared to what like, you were putting out. But
that TikTok was just nuts. That was a nuts TikTok.
There was one TikTok that boosted it all, and I'm standing by that. It was Lily.
I said to you before, it was, but TikTok, as before we started on air, said about TikTok's just a great marketing tool. It's particularly now to use for advertising. It kind of just blew up naturally because of that. So
I remember the password thing. Ross was at the event and they were trying to get the password off him for the Instagram or something, and everyone was like, I hate Ross. Why is he not sharing the password with us? He's like, he's at work, man.
Did I actually say that?
Well, no, because we did talk about this. You probably just forgot.
I know it, but I didn't take minutes of everything that happened. But it was definitely a conflicted, sticky situation, and I do feel like you did get the.
To be honest, I would have thought
at times.
Ross would have done better if he was just let to do his own thing.
No, that's what I'm saying. I was disdained.
Because you're thinking of Kaylee, he's thinking of someone else.
I would. Hindsight's a great. I would say at the time, even though I probably didn't convey it as the best I could have, I was trying to please you both, and I even said that to Vernon. I didn't want to annoy you. It was almost like the price of sacrificing. I
distinctly remember Vernon backing my situation up though.
Vernon did back you, and then when we started to have the discussions about quality or try to balance quality, keep people happy.
Yeah.
And that's when it became tricky, and that is something that's tricky, like in just business in general. It's a hard thing. But
from my viewpoint, if
it wasn't intended to make your experience off, but
it only made me think of this because you said what you said.
I'm so happy to come out because I feel way less bad about all my crap.
I expected that out.
In my viewpoint, should have signed up for this social media role when you were asked to, if you wanted to do it.
I agree, and I did say that at the time, but listen, the roles I think at times were took too serious, so that was obviously one of the things we wrote in the report.
I actually said that to Stuart.
I actually said it, and it's funny, see when you go to, when I was speaking to the people at Young Enterprise about the company programme, they design it so that you will fall out. It's designed so that things happen. The fact that you've got roles that people get power will cause a problem because you then have authority and power and like responsibility, and if somebody doesn't pull their weight, not that you weren't pulling your weight, that's what I'm trying to say, but it does cause friction. And it caused friction because somebody was like, I can do it better than he can.
That annoyed me to a certain point.
Me and Ada were the most chill team.
Because you were friends.
You were just surfing.
And plus, we had Ada, so nobody's going to complain.
No. No, I don't want to beat.
But
Yeah.
I said to Stuart at one point, I was like, why is it so serious? Why is every CUNT hating me right now? I was doing the job that I'm paid to do.
You did come in for a lot of animosity. I will say that. I did try to defend you. I won't lie. There was times where I did condemn you. I condemned everybody in that team.
There was Brayhead. Do you remember the Brayhead shop assault?
Yeah.
I came before my shift
to
take pictures.
Yeah, you met us at the door. That was. I thought that was good. Yeah, I said that night as well.
Oh.
Yeah, I know. You did come in for some animosity at times. I must admit that was probably unjust at times. From me at times as well.
Do you know what? I think a little bit of the friend dynamic played in there as well, on the basis that in terms of who was like properly friends with Ross, the people that defended him was me, Ada, Owen, and maybe a little bit Josh as well.
But even then, you were closer to Kaylee than you were me.
Josh did.
But Kaylee had a lot more, I would say, vocal advocates. As people who will go out and say, no, she should be in power. Because like Ada's not going to come in and be like, how dare you?
No,
Ross should be in here.
A dynamic ended, particularly me and Kaylee, ended up getting developed at the more it went on. That me and Kaylee became really passionate about it and we wanted to win it. Yeah. And we were especially towards the Scottish finals when folk went off an exam leave and people didn't have time, which fair enough to come in and do it. Me and Kaylee were still kind of grafting away on it. Yeah. And it just came to the point where we kind of just started pushing the lead up to the final. And that's why we the two A's ended up taking control of social media, because we were competing against other teams where we needed like 3-4 posts a day, running a competition that John McGivern was staged to win. Yeah,
that was a very good competition. That was a good run.
One of T-Dub's biggest, darkest illegal secrets, just brushed it there the way forwards the competition. But
isn't that? That's not allowed, is it?
It's a fake business, John.
It's not.
No, John McGivern won by being pulled out of a hat. There was no cheating involved.
Was that a free entry?
Yeah.
Yes.
There was no fee. There was no fee paid. There was.
Okay, then that's.
There was no entry. There was no raffle. But.
Aye.
But yeah, social media. That's how it goes.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm glad we got that.
It's like putting that I buried my student company that I take so much pride in. I think it's time to move on.
No, I've still got your points. I'm not going to be the only one that brings up points. This is all about you specifically, right?
Alright, I'll go into the other things.
Can we talk about Harley McRae's contribution?
Oh.
What an absolute stalwart. We'd have went nowhere with that boy.
Absolutely.
Anyway,
moving on.
Sure, go on. Talk about your points.
Would you rather the final or the prom?
Both.
Start with the final. That happened first. It was the night before.
Alright, well, this was a personal thing.
Yeah. And
it did bug me a little bit at the time. And do you know what? Josh actually made a very good point, and it was my fault.
Glad you're open to that straight away.
But obviously we're at the tables for the awards ceremony, right? Every individual award that was announced, we won, except from mine. And nobody talked to me for the rest of the night about it. And that did hurt a little bit, because I thought Vernal might say something, said nothing. Mrs. Graham said something, nothing.
Yeah,
I heard nothing. The only people who talked to me was Ada and Ross, and then Josh and Millie said for about 5 seconds oh, that's a shame, and then turned away.
Yeah, I remember you said before that you weren't expecting, and you get in the top 3, and they started to announce who the winner was, and I was like, that's Stuart Wilson, man. That's the only one man that's gonna be. And it wasn't. But
yeah.
No, but
the thing is, it is my fault I didn't win it. But a bit of compassion goes a long way.
It's not a case of fault. I probably should have.
No, I'm not blaming you. It's just a general thing. Like, it was because everyone else won an individual thing except for me.
I'd like to just point out, we're not having goes at you. This is just buried down emotions that we've had.
This is trauma dumping. Sorry we brought you on to just scream at you for half an hour.
I know, but you
said you wanted to hear it being the manager.
I did want to hear it. I'll give him a grasp. You're making
it was like honestly, if like you had gotten second, Vernal didn't get nominated, like if something like that, then I don't care. But it's just everyone won. And it did burn a little bit. Just like, oh man.
Yeah.
And then it faded away, the importance of it afterwards, and I realised, what if I didn't even get nominated for it? The sting when we know those 3 names and I'm not even mentioned, just to be like, oh no.
I remember seeing your face when they read out the names. You had like your head down, you were just looking at the table, and then you went, Stuart Wilson teed up, you went. Your eyes just popped out wide. You were like, what?
I think my name was third as well, because they read 3 names, and so they went through 2. I was like, no, not in front of everyone.
I didn't expect to get mine either. To be fair,
come on.
but the way they judge those awards, to be fair, don't really give a full representation, because if yours was like mine, it's just an interview with somebody via Zoom call.
And he screwed his interview up massively.
Oh yeah,
And you still came in the top 3.
I've told about this repeatedly how I know how I could have won that, because she was asking me questions and I'd be like, yeah, this really helped me and stuff, and she was like, okay, and then I'd talk about a spreadsheet for like half a second. She'd go, oh really, tell me more about that, and I'd be like, oh yeah, the finances and the pros of it, and then she's like, and then I'd go, anyway, so back to it. Yeah, it was great for me. And she's like, oh, all right.
They want to talk, they want to hear what you've learned and how you've evolved with stuff.
Yeah,
and so I had everything indented in my brain of what I wanted to say.
Yeah.
And then there's, in my opinion, the most hurtful one. Prom.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Yeah,
this one stung.
This one was
Is this why you related at prom?
What?
Was this Young Enterprise related?
Yes.
Yeah.
I remember.
So, obviously, we all sat at the same table.
Yeah.
More like a lot of the Young Enterprise people sat at the same table in Miss Vernon.
Yeah.
The night went on, and I thought, alright, yeah, definitely at some point we're going to get a picture taken, all of us. That's going to be nice. Just listen, let me say it. And me, Ross, and Ada are on the dance floor, and we're all having a nice time, and then I go outside for a breather. And I think I was going outside to call Luke as well. Just to check on him. And I go on my phone, and I hear some noise, and I turn around to the stairs, and all of yous are lined up there. Miss Vernon, Miss Graham, everyone a part of the Young Enterprise team, except for me, Ada, and Ross. You're getting pictures taken together. And I just looked, I was like, I can't be.
I remember.
And I started looking, making sure, no way, that's not everyone, is it? Oh my god, Andrew's there. Oh my god, Millie's there as well. Oh my god, this is everyone.
Well, that's all we've got time for tonight.
Yeah. And then I saw it and I was, oh no.
Again, I'm actually turned into a politician. I don't recall.
I do not recall
I do remember being on the stairs and getting pictures with my pal group who they were all involved in Young Enterprise. I do recall that.
I did remember seeing at least Miss Vernon. I'm pretty confident Miss Graham was there as well.
My pal group would get a picture with Vernon and Graham. I think I'll get a picture on my phone actually.
Don't.
It's a screensaver. Yeah.
I'll crop you into the back. But I didn't know that. But
yeah, that was rough. And I went through, and I think I told Ross. I don't know if I came out and told Ada, because I just knew it'd make her sad. And I just was like, bro, I just seen some things, man. They're all out there, man. We're not wanted.
That was after the year of spending in the same company. Like,
I know, it hurt.
Oh dear. But,
anyway, we're actually closing in on the half an hour mark already.
Yeah, that's enough.
Dead and buried. Obviously, I had my own personal qualms. Do I care? Not that much. I had a great experience, and I would not change anything about it.
I texted you saying I had a great experience.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And there's obviously one or two individual members that I did not fully appreciate. But
you can see the tears on his face as well, Ross, can't you?
And as I said last week, the people that were hated, they know who they are. But you had to go over for that last week.
You know who you are.
I'm saying again, they do. Right? Like, I'm sorry.
I mean, yeah.
Exactly.
They probably do. I mean, there's one person I really didn't like.
Go on.
No.
Name drop.
No.
Name drop.
Nah.
Name drop.
No.
One person, go on.
No.
Why?
No. Don't actually look at me like this. Sorry. How much?
A $5.
Oh, that's
I
close.
can make you a wealthy man, Stuart.
Name drop. Go on.
No.
Nobody's listening anyway.
It's
It's fine.
position at Young Enterprise.
Oh.
No.
Well. Okay.
But yeah, I did really enjoy it. It was fun.
Likewise.
Except from prom chat.
Yeah, that does sound like a stinker. I wasn't aware of that.
Yeah. Oh, wow, I was aware.
Nor was it intended on my end anyway, but...
yeah, it's just sort of, like, it's a thing. I know it probably wasn't... I know for 100% it was not intentional, but that hurts more that you just forgot about
it
us.
It just feeds into the idea, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
We weren't even a consideration, Ross. How does that feel?
Sure, I'm not going to go against my guess here.
I am. No,
you
I'm joking.
What a picture is for the social media.
Okay,
moving on.
So, Owen.
Stuart.
I believe you have a little, how do I say this, a little, snooker poll about public transport.
Oh, I love public transport.
Owen is a public transport fiend, but not in the way that you might think, I like trains.
No, I'm not Alex Malone.
Alex, if you're listening, I love you, man. Keep on believing in those bones.
Does Alex even know what the internet is?
He has a plane tracker on his phone.
Exactly.
Well, you like it, Not for the actual vehicles, for the people.
Yeah, I don't.
For the culture.
I don't wake up in the morning and think I could really go a bus ride today.
I do.
But like Josh would agree with this. Every time I got on a train or a bus, something happens. I got on. Like I said to you before we came on, there was we were sitting in the train at one point, and there was these four
distinguished gentlemen
wearing nylons and baseball caps. Sitting there a bit out of the game, is I believe is the medical way to put it, and they were laughing about selling a bag of gear to an individual, and one of them burst out laughing. He was like, "What are you laughing at?" He thought it was a bag of gear, and it was a bag of talc. that was his words, and it was one of those moments where don't laugh on the train because you don't know what the reaction is going to be.
Yeah.
Multiple times we've got on the train and there's just been a drunkard that likes to offer you a full crate of Strongbow even though he just went and bought it at the office.
You're encountering some nice drunkards. I mean, we had one, Ross, wasn't it? We went on a train, it was me, you, Luke. We were on the way back from Glasgow, and this guy, and he had peed himself.
Yes.
And so his right leg was a different colour, let's say. And it was like, everything was so peaceful and nice. The train was a bit full, but we're at a little, group table bit, and we're having a nice wee chat. And then this guy stumbles by it, and you just smell it. Like, oh, God's sake. And then the thing is, he was so out of it, he kept on walking up and down, so every 30 seconds you got a new whiff of it. Like, oh, it's a bit more than that time.
One of my favourite conflicts I had on the train was a few months ago. It was when Scotland were playing England at Hampden, obviously in Glasgow, and I was getting on the train going home from work, leaving Glasgow Central, and the train was packed, and this guy was on the train with a suitcase, an older guy, and he was standing with his suitcase, and this young guy got on, and he stood in the train and he went, oh, I'm getting on this train to get away from all the English, and nobody really chuckled. Everybody kind of just looked at him and went, right, okay, that's not really something you see in a train. And then he kind of turned to the older gentleman, you alright, big man? And the guy with an English accent went, yeah, I'm alright, mate. And he went, oh, where are you from? He went, England. And the whole train just looked and he went, I'm just on this train to get away from all the Scottish folk. Do you know what I mean? The whole train burst into laughter, and I thought, come on. It was buses are a good laugh as well, man. Like, you've always got somebody up the back in the bus that you don't know if they're gonna die.
Yeah.
Like, they're just kind of lying, and I don't mean like homeless people. I just mean people that have had one too many good nights out. They're kind of just sitting at the back of the bus and they're touch and go whether they're going to make it to the next stop or not. But
I like a good bus ride, Well, you could have said. I mean, they're good, but they're no train.
No, they're no train. The trains where I always, one of my quotes, if I make it famous, will be that public transport always brings out the best in people. It just brings people together.
Except from Ned's.
Yeah.
Apart from Ned's, they kind of do their own thing, but God love them.
I hate Ned's so much.
Me and Josh actually have a story about public from my last one. We were on the bus in Edinburgh because we were going to see the Killers.
Right.
And we got the bus from Edinburgh City Centre, but it should be noted before this because we were going to a concert. We were steaming.
Yes.
And so we done the toilet before we left the pub, as is nature when you're about to go somewhere and you've been drinking.
Absolutely.
On the bus, and had just been sat in the bus 5 minutes, and I urgently had the need to go and pee. And
brutal.
we were going to the last stop, and I've never felt so distressed, upset. I thought I was going to pass out because it was the bumpiest. And Josh was just looking at me howling, the sweat was pouring out, I was on the verge of tears, and then we finally gets to the Royal Highlands where the gig was, which is right next to Edinburgh Airport, so it's like a big field.
Yes.
And as soon as the bus went, I went, there's a Portaloo! And the bus sort of pushed past, people got off the bus, ran out the Portaloo, and there was a queue.
Oh, that's brutal.
There was a queue, and I was standing there with Josh. He's like, are you alright? And I had a tenner in my hand. I was like, Josh, go and give that to somebody. Let me go up the queue. And then I got to pee, and it was...
Did you end up giving that tenner to someone?
No, I didn't. I just broke all my insides, but it was fine. That's my story about that's my story about buses.
Well, moving away from buses, how about work? We had a guest on last week, Josh. He had a very fun
interesting
work story where he saw someone that he used to know. So, not even at work. We're on his way to work. Have you got something on?
Well, I should probably give a bit of background to what I do first. So, as a business graduate apprenticeship, which most people probably don't even know what that means, probably think I'm making that up. But I basically work for a company. I work for a tech company, Lidos, Monday to Thursday. Where I'm doing data analysis at the minute, which Stuart said is one of my many great accolades that I've achieved in my life.
Damn right.
I'm working as that, and then I do uni full time, so I get a Friday off to do uni. So it means I work and get a degree over 4 years, and I get paid. So that's my job in a nutshell.
Very good.
Don't really have any sticking out stories, but we did have a great social event. It was my first week in the company, and again, I told you it before we came on. It's called the Lidos Treasure Hunt, where it's basically a pub crawl. It's like a treasure hunt pub crawl. So you start in a pub. I should note that before we were in the first pub, I had about 4 pints, so I was already kind of a bit.
Aye, buzzed.
And they give you buzzed, and they give us, you get a sheet, and it's got 6 pubs on it, and it's a clue to each pub. So like, one of them, for example, was where the pooches get pissed, and the pub was Brewdog. So that was kind of how it goes. And when you go to the pub, you have money. There's a kitty. For everybody get a free drink, basically a drink in each pub. So you free drink. Oh, no, brilliant, man. You also get 2 sheets with items you need to find and pictures you need to take. So like and you get points for it, and the team with the most points then wins. So like some of the items was like a hairnet. I was running into like 4 corners, Taco Bell, steaming, asking for a hairnet, and you had to get like most inappropriate pictures or something, like most inappropriate object. I ended up stealing a wet floor sign out the Arc, which is right next to George.
Shocking.
But it was a really good night, but it's lethal because like you're up against time. So you start at 6 and you need to be in the last pub by 9. So you have 3 hours to get to each pub. So when you're at the first pub, you have a wee pint, you have a talk, have a wee look about. Second pub, you have a pint. Then you're running out of time. So then pints become vodka. Vodka becomes shots. And then it just becomes absolutely chaotic. I can't say why, but I thought I was going to lose my job come the Monday morning. But we ended up in the Cat House, which was my first experience of a nightclub. Which is, I don't know if I'm getting bad looks off the 2 years.
I've never been to Cat. I want to go to experience it once.
I think you'd fit in. But
not a good thing, mate.
No, I really liked it, and I would go back. I've not been back, but I would. But that was my first experience clubbing. But in terms of just funny stories, I don't really have much. I do hate the Strathclyde Hill. It's one thing I'll give Glasgow Cali.
Yeah.
Damn right.
See, sub-pros are actually brutal. Yeah. Because the first time I was in a night out was at the Golf Society.
The what society?
The Golf Society.
The Goth Society.
Golf.
Oh, I thought you said goth. Sorry.
He's in both.
Golf.
Fairway. Aye. Golf Society.
Didn't know you were into that kind of thing, Ross.
we did a sub crawl. We did a sub
swinging clubs for a living.
Right, we did a sub crawl pub golf. That's the only time I've ever properly been hungover. Because obviously
you've got a lot to learn.
No, you were no.
What?
You were hungover recently.
No, I meant this is the first time. I was properly. Listen,
I thought you said
buddy,
the only time. All right, fair enough then.
The first time I was properly hungover was the sub crawl pub golf. Because 1 shot is minus a stroke plus the actual drink you have to take, and I'm a really competitive.
You said stroke as if I understand golf, but carry on.
Okay, it's like right. So basically, the lower the score, the better. So the more shots you take, the better. Right. So I took about 12 shots in the span of this night, plus like a tanda pint, tanda double rum and coke, like in one.
Hardcore.
No, it's still that. It's just. There's the pub
coke.
Don't look at me. You're on the road.
Nah, but you have to tan the drinks within like 1. And it just by the end of the night, I could barely walk. I had to sleep on the floor of someone's accommodation.
Oh, smashing.
Yeah, so it's the only time I've probably been
like
first
that.
time
Like that.
I've been like that was there because of a pub crawl. It's just when you said it made me remember.
It should
that.
be the first of many. Like you don't, when you have the first, you don't look back.
I don't want to do it again.
Like I said, my life cycle runs from working Monday to Thursday, uni on a Friday, go out, well sometimes go on a Thursday, go out on a Thursday, go out on a Saturday, and then the Sunday is like my day of silent prayer and reflection, where I just think about my actions from the previous, my feelings, like my feeling of wanting to die, and then I wake up Monday and then the cycle repeats again. That's why.
Lovely.
That's why I look like this, to be honest. But that's young life, Ross. You need to catch up with it.
I don't have any interest in drunk stories like that.
I'm sure you do, Stuart, but I don't know if they can go out to Radio Cali.
He's only been out clubbing once, and it was with me.
Stuart, what are you doing Saturday?
Busy that day, mate. Sorry.
Well, that happens at night.
Oh no!
You've just been paid today as well.
Shut up, man. And no, I've had a few like drunken encounters, but I don't do clubbing. I went out clubbing once. We went to a gay nightclub. Not my thing.
Fair. You've been to a straight nightclub?
No, I don't think I was fit in. Do you know why?
Why?
Because I like men.
Yeah, but so if you never going
and plus gay nightclubs, I hear have better music.
Well, it depends if you're into Culture Club and like George Michael and all the other clientele. But I mean,
it was like neutral territory. It was friendly ground.
So you won't go? Have you ever been to? You should go to Club Tropicana.
No.
That's it. No. Okay. Sorry.
No, I mean, like,
I've tried. I've already.
I
tried
understand it.
dancing.
Ross likes clubbing. That's cool.
Josh doesn't really either. Well, Josh doesn't like Viennas, which I'll defend him on that, to be fair. But
yeah, I mean, clubbing it seems cool if that's your kind of lifestyle, but I think again I told this to Ross. If I was like single and I just had that sort of like mindset of going out and getting smashed, and I'm not like going home and not really having any responsibilities or that kind of thing, like yeah, sure, but I can't. Like, I can't go out, get smashed, you come back home to look, beat them, and then go to bed. It's not really good.
To what, sorry?
Go back to looking, beating them, and then go to bed.
Alright. Sorry, I just didn't realise.
No, it's just
normalising domestic violence.
I just hope you can realise it's not a nice thing if you're like.
It's 20 to 7 and you've just normalised domestic abuse.
I'm not normalised. I'm just saying.
You just casually brush it. I'll go home, beat him, go to my bed, wake up.
All I'm saying is, it's not nice if you're at home and you know that your partner's out having the time of their life and they come back drunk, then you have to deal with them.
Bring them.
That's the thing. We do that. We did that with Polo.
I felt like such a third wheel. I hated it.
Don't go.
And plus,
no, because he's going
okay,
out public.
and here's the thing. Here's the problem with that. Luke can't handle clubs.
Okay.
Because he's a lightweight, a very big lightweight, and I don't like clubs.
Is that why you beat him?
Yes.
No, I'm probably more of a lightweight than Luke is.
You've had a pint, what you did.
I'm joking, guys. I don't beat Luke. Luke can attest to it.
Well,
That's what you're telling them.
Yeah, you better attest to it.
Most of the victims do. God but yeah, clubs it's either. But sorry, I want to go back to your other point. You only go to gay nightclubs, and I said, why don't you go to straight ones? Because I'm gay. What? So, you're not going to be in the proximity of females?
No, I like being. I don't know. It seemed for my first experience, I wanted to be in a gay one because it seems like friendly territory.
Okay. As people.
That's fair. Have you ever been to Delmonico's?
No.
He's never been anywhere.
I've been to one club.
It's not a nightclub. That's it's a bar.
No, I don't live that life.
That's fair.
Most of my drunken stories are alone at home.
I've been in Delmonico's once. Despite being a straight man, I've been in Delmonico's once, which is a gay bar, and my friend, and within about 5 minutes of being in there, I'd say about 50-year-old man in a Lacoste tracky started hitting on me.
What a time to be alive.
Yeah, so me and my friend Brooke were sitting there and we're just sitting across having a drink and that because she wanted to take me to a gay bar because she thought it'd be funny. Hilarious it was. We were sitting at the table and this guy, a cap on covering his baldy, came over and sat next to us and he was just sitting there drinking away and he was kind of looking at us and he just went like that to me. He was like, "Do you like vodka, pal?" And I went,
"Oh God."
I went, "No, not really, mate." And he went, "Does it make you strip?"
I'll get you some vodka for that, Hans.
And I was like,
God.
"No, mate." And he kept trying to hit on me to the point where Brooke went, "He doesn't like what you've got dangling." He was like, he doesn't like that. And he was like, "That's a shame." He's like, "'Cause you're a belter too." And I was like, "I know, pal, sorry about that. You're old enough to my dad, I know." But and he was like, "Okay, it's alright. I'll go off into the night and find some other young thing." And he went, "Catchies," downed it and just went out. And I was like, "Alright, I'm not coming back."
I will say that about Polo where we went to. You do get the stray old men.
Yeah, I feel sorry for them, to be fair.
I don't.
I feel sorry if they're at that age.
You're right, wee man.
At that age, cutting about speaking to just past minorship.
I think it's just like in the 80s and 90s, that's when they were at their peak and they were loving life in the nightclubs, and then...
Pretty a dangerous time, that, was it not?
Well, no, but that's what I'm saying. They reminisce,
I'm
maybe.
still not over Mercury, Stuart. I'm still not over the fact that he's not with us anymore.
Oh.
And you're bringing up gay men in nightclubs in the 80s and 90s.
Yeah.
That's too soon, mate. You should.
You really have to bring AIDS into it, alright?
Right. Did your mind not go to that? It's just me.
No.
What do you mean? You're nodding.
No.
Right, it was just me then. Sorry.
Yeah. Alright, okay.
No, I'm just going to sit in the fence.
Stay away from AIDS, alright?
I wasn't trying to explicitly talk about it.
Well, do you have any...
You're talking about gay men in clubs in the 80s
and then you had to bring up Mercury, alright?
That was the first thing my mind went to because that was a troubling time for
the community.
I agree. I agree. I do agree with
it was the first thing my mind went to and I just thought, Freddie, I'm not quite over him yet.
Yeah, I do agree.
So, Owen, do you have any fun drunken stories that would be alright to tell on this?
Again, one of them was for the night out that I can't say. Drunken stories. A good one's, a goodish one was my first night out when I turned 18, me, Josh and Kaylee. We went into Paisley and we went to the Shuttle, which used to be the lane, and it was the first time I tried Venom. So I get leathered, so did Ross, so you weren't there. So did Josh and Kaylee. We ended
I
up
was
getting,
aware of this.
we ended up getting a lift back to Elderslie, which is where Kaylee stays, and went to a local. We then left and tried to walk down to Kaylee's, and don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but anyway, we went to take a sharp left. But I took a sharp left. You weren't supposed to take a sharp left, but me decided to because my shoulder wasn't really working. Fell straight into a hedge on my backside, and Josh went, "It's alright, I'll help you up." Josh went to pick me up, fell down on top of me. So now me and Josh are lying in two hedges. Kaylee can't lift us up because it's me and Josh. It's like Mark Henry in The Big Show. Lying there, howling, with jagged nettles going up my back and up my arms. That was one of my first drunken bad experiences. Then I woke up the next morning and I was in the bathroom at the time. My mum just shouted from outside. She was like, "Owen!" And I went, "Yeah." And she went, "Where were you last night?" And I went, "How?" And she went, "There's a hedge in your hood." And I went, "Is that? Did you fall?" And I went, "Oh, aye." I was like, me and Josh are on top of each other. Aye.
Of course you are.
In a gay bar, not gay, I promise.
That's the first one that comes to mind off the bat that I can get away with telling, to be honest.
Yeah, I think we should move away from the drunken stories.
Yeah. Something will get cancelled, so it's not.
Aye.
Do we have any? No.
Any what?
Drunken stories, but no, I'm not.
Try to think of ones.
Sent my manager a voice note at 4 in the morning when I was drunk, coming back from Vienna's.
But it was a sound one.
Yeah.
It'd be different if you sent it
was
to.
it like you quitting your job or calling them something?
It was me asking. It was me asking to go in later because I was supposed to start.
Asking to go out later as your manager, not your ma.
No, to go into work later. Like.
Can I stay out to 4 in the morning, manager?
No, because I was in early that morning. The next morning, before I went out.
Yeah.
So I knew I'd fudged it, and
Such awful.
You better not swear, I swear.
yeah.
Excuse me, how many minutes have we been on? A 45 and I've not swore once.
You did better than Josh. Josh was the first 13 minutes.
I've not swore once.
So yeah,
We'll see.
so I sent a voice note to my manager. It was just not English. It was like a bunch of slurs.
Whoa.
No,
Whoa.
Sorry?
Whoa!
but just
Michael. In all of these years of knowing you, this is how it comes out, huh?
If you get the voice message on you.
slurred speech, not slurs.
Right,
Sorry.
You jumped in there with 2 feet.
Yeah, sorry. I didn't mean
Just
to.
after
Ram-packed with slurs.
After us talking about gay men in the 80s and all that, and you
So-
just say you're chucking profanities.
Have a
slurs at
listen
your
to
manager.
that though if you want to talk shit. So yeah. No, don't put it to. So yeah.
Owen's in the act of
Listen.
yeah, he's listening to it. Yeah, but Ross, we don't have any fun ones.
Except for that.
Especially not together. We don't really have any fun ones.
Because we don't drink a lot together.
True.
You were talking to him as if he was holding you at gunpoint. Can you please let me come in at 3 in the afternoon? He's your manager.
I know.
He doesn't live in your house.
I know.
God love you. You just care about your job, Ross. You're like
No,
that was you at teed up, man.
that
You never
was
let
the-
the side down.
That's not what you said. But that was the general manager. So I walk in the next morning, the general manager just goes, "Please don't message my managers at 3 in the morning again. I won't say it again."
You shouldn't have done it.
I did apologise to him before anything happens, but yeah.
You shouldn't have done that, mate. That's a bad look.
Yeah.
Alright. I did say I
We
apologised.
can maybe come back to the drunken stories, to be honest. I'm sure one that's allowed to go out in the air will come back to me at some point.
Aye, probably. You got anything?
We had that one, but we already discussed it.
The maths test.
Yeah, the maths test.
I
So,
don't even want to know.
pet peeves. Owen.
Folk that are never on time. This isn't aimed at
Anyone
anybody
specific?
except Josh McMillan, Tyler Perry, my 2 sisters, my mother, anybody that is female generic in my family, and again Josh McMillan.
Alright, well that's fair enough.
There's nothing I can't stand more than people that aren't on time, especially when you give somebody a
fair.
lot of notice. Like, see if you say to someone, it's 3 in the afternoon, you're like, we're going to get a train at 7. By no circumstances, when it comes to 5 to 7, they should text you, I don't know if I'm going to make it. Why not? Even if I was sleeping, like, can you not set an alarm? It really
Yeah.
annoys me. Like, I don't actually think
I get that. So, Owen, gonna give you a little scenario.
Oh god. Roleplay.
Alright.
I get to dress up.
It is 2026. The UK
Sure, I'll be deeper then.
the UK general elections. Who are you voting?
Is the UK general election not this year?
To be honest, I don't know. I was trying to give you a nice bloody setup, man. I don't want to say this year, and then you're like, we don't have one. We just had one last week.
You can't have politics written in your paper and then make up the year the elections happen. To be fair, who am I voting? Speaking about this to Josh.
And why?
Again, I was speaking about this to Josh.
And who do you hate?
Well,
it's an easy. I think we can come to a consensus on that quite easily. Right, so
We'll see.
at this moment in time, given the state that politics is in, I
Here
think it's dreadful. The country's in a terrible, bad state.
Yeah.
Which there's only one party to blame for that. Not to name drop them, but it's the Tories.
Right.
So I'd never vote Conservative, which most sane people I don't think would either. Most of the younger people in our generation wouldn't.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Which I think most folk our age can agree on. I don't really align with anybody because I think they're all as bad as each other. The Tories I'd never vote for. Labour I think are just the Tories, but they wear red ties. The SNP have got a lot of controversy surrounding them. Granted, a lot of it's still to be proven, but it doesn't exactly look good, and I can't stand Hamza Yousaf, who's obviously the First Minister.
Yeah.
The Liberal Democrats are kind of just like a made-up story, to be honest. Like, it's as if they're kind of just there. The Greens is a waste of a vote. Sorry to anybody.
I was going to say the Greens.
Sorry to anybody that is cares about the environment. I pretended to during Teed Up.
What about the UKIP party?
I've not searched into them enough, to be honest. My core political vote at this moment in time kind of comes down to Scottish independence. Not to go on the whole yes no campaign, but
what side you on? Yes.
Yeah, I'm more in favour of Scottish independence purely for the fact of we kind of get governed from another country that kind of makes an arse of it all the time. Apologies,
And
but
they steal all our oil.
they don't exactly do any better, and obviously Brexit's a thing as well, which is proven that Brexit's had a negative impact on.
Who could have seen that coming?
The countries are no. See, we felt that Brexit could have been a good thing if what we gained out of it was implemented properly. Because, in my opinion, with Brexit, people were scaremongered into thinking that getting rid of the free movement of people, which EU membership brings, would stop immigrants and such being brought into the country. Because that's what the theme was back then. People were worried about immigrants coming into the country due to whatever reason.
Still's quite a
jobs,
popular topic.
overpopulation, and terrorism. It was, and they were scaremongered, I think, by the parties that were supporting of leaving the European Union, and it's just not happened since. We've not done it, and there's still. I know I joked about the small boat crossings going down by a third, but we all know it's a lie.
That was a joke.
Coming into the country, we live on an island and we can't close our own borders. So, so that's not stopped. We've left Josh is sending me a chat, so I've got a gut feeling he's listening and hearing me talking about politics.
How dare you speak of my beloved Tories in this moment?
I just
Rishi's trying his best, man. Give him a break.
I think, from my perspective, leaving the European Union has a big thing to do because we left the single market and things, which brings a lot of trade into this country, and our economy's worse off for it. That's been proven. So my political vote kind of comes. I went a long way around saying this, sorry, but my political vote kind of comes down to who do I vote for Scottish independence, and the only two parties at the minute for that is the Greens or the SNP, which is whether you want to stand in cow dung or dog, it's choose what you.
Feces,
and to me, the Greens are a waste of a vote.
So you'd vote SNP?
Owen confirmed SNP.
It's not as if
supports the corruption.
The general election's a long way away, and I don't like the leader of the SNP for a start. I don't. And
is that more Josh notifications?
I'm ready for
raging.
We'll open it and see actually.
Yeah, we'll see
I'm ready for the Hamza, the Hamza Yousaf hate mail about to come through my letter. I can't believe you're on a podcast and you've talked about politics more than me. Fishy Rishi is 100% trustworthy. He gets my vote. That was Josh McMillan, Conservative voter.
No,
if you ask me at this moment in time to vote for a party, on the basis of everything I just said, it would probably need to be the SNP, but that doesn't mean it's an enjoyable vote for the SNP.
Fair. What a well constructed answer. And that's why one little point I was just say. One of the few things the Tories have left is that this country does have a deep rooted hatred for immigrants for some reason. Especially, I would say
because of them. Because of them.
Because a lot of the English, especially, I'd say.
I think it's a valid point about having an issue with immigration and such coming into the country, because in terms of being overpopulated and it's draining our public services, which is true because
I'm just seeing the message notification. I'm worried.
I'm going to keep the chat open just in case there's anything I can
bounce off of.
Josh said he votes Lib Dem. I hate myself. To be fair, Lib Dem, I know I said that about.
I vote that one too. I think that's the only bit of politics me and Josh talked about.
I know I said that about a made up story, but to be fair, Liberal Democrats not the worst vote in the world. It's not quite as far right as fascism as the Tories are heading towards, and it's not quite.
See, I'm an
it's
SNP.
not quite as left. Lib Dem's not a bad one, to be fair. I actually used to like Willie Rennie, who used to be the former leader of the Liberal Democrats. I met him in Holyrood. I didn't meet him, but I was.
Why don't you write that down for your achievements, man?
I was in the. Well, to be fair, I met him in the toilets. Like,
I was
washing my hands and he walked in and I thought, while he's peeing, I better not say, "Alright, Willie, how you doing?" Because that might sound a bit weird.
Aye.
So I did. But I did like. I did like what he was campaigning for a couple of years ago during COVID. He was really big on mental health and things like that for young people.
Absolutely.
Which I think something that's constantly overlooked as an impact of COVID as well. But Liberal Democrat's not a bad one.
So really, you're running on the basis of
Scottish independence.
Oh, that's what it means.
That's your focal point.
I think the key thing that people forget about independence, well, if you vote for independence, it doesn't necessarily mean you're voting to be governed by the SNP. You're voting for an independent government, which the Scottish people can then vote on what party they want to govern it, whether that's Labour, SNP, Conservatives, Lib Dems,
whoever.
And it doesn't mean you're stuck with the SNP. It just means that you get to pick your own party rather than being governed by the Tories every single time in every general election.
Yes.
I think Josh is laying down some words of wisdom right now in the chat.
I think he's saying Liberal Democrats are literally left wing. That might be right, actually. I might have got that the wrong way round. I don't know enough about the Lib Dems. I just don't think they're a horrible vote, to be fair, because just from what I've
They're definitely not as left as the Greens, but God loves to try it.
The Greens are just.
They are.
I kind of like them because they just go in and be like, "We like trees, guys," and then they get votes every year, and I don't know how that happens.
Owen likes the yellow parties, which is funny because that's the same colour the food group he eats from. I'm gonna stop reading what he's saying. That's but, the Greens are just weird. I did like the Greens back when I'm talking about I watched a lot of the politics during the COVID time when there was nothing else to watch on the telly but public debates.
Yes.
And I like Patrick Harvey, who was the co-lead of the Greens. I thought he was good, spoke well and all that, but I seen a video on Twitter the other day. It was Ross Greer outside the Scottish Parliament, a megaphone shouting about Gaza at like 6:30. Like they're just weird human beings. I think. Like, they just give off weird vibes. I don't know, and they also don't hold enough of a stake within the Parliament to me to make a huge difference. Even though they are in coalition with SNP at the minute, but I don't know. I think it's a waste of a vote.
Oh well, that's a fun little topic.
Yeah, I thought I did well there.
Yeah, you don't, honestly,
absolutely did.
Josh doesn't agree, clearly.
I tried to pin you with immigration, and man, you skipped right around it.
You did well. Yeah, you did amazing.
Oh, sorry, I actually didn't finish. Immigration has its pros and cons in terms of the way things get. So obviously, just a generic. You bring more people into the country. The NHS is already crippled, mainly because of lack of funding from government.
Tories.
But bringing in more people to use public services is going to put more of a burden on them. That's just fact. It doesn't matter what race, what colour, where you come from. For that, that's just fact. But people coming into the country also helps because you're bringing in people from different backgrounds and cultures, which fosters creativity and diversity, which is a good thing. Even if you're racists and people that don't want to agree with that, it is a good thing.
Yeah,
absolutely is.
Well, we're going to leave it there just now. We're going to put on a couple songs for you. We have the first one's going to be Get Out of Your Own Way by U2. Then As the Rush Comes by Motorcycle, one awesome name. And then Neutron Dance by Crystal Clear. And then Jackie Chan as well is coming on. Not the show. Alright, we shall see you in a little bit. Welcome back, everyone, from the break. We hope you enjoyed it. We certainly did. What did we do, boys? What did we do? We went in the toilets and we had a piss with each other. Alright, anyway. So,
that's not how I thought
any topics you thought of, Owen, while you were taking a leak?
What you spun this on me for? I thought the uni had lovely facilities. I've got a lovely union behind me where I could have went and... could I get a pint while we're doing this?
Not allowed
bring it in here.
Not allowed to drink.
Right. Guests aren't allowed to drink before or during a show, but after it's perfectly acceptable.
I'm not driving, but...
but it makes you more...
the prices you are more liable to say something that I shouldn't say after just doing a whole spiel about
immigration.
UK politics.
Yeah.
Alright, we're not getting that. No, I wouldn't buy a pint after the prices you quoted.
How much is a pint here?
It's like, I swear it's like £5.60.
That was worse than Strathclyde.
That's that.
I thought the
Strathclyde it's worse than our workplace.
The Strathclyde Union, if I remember right, was in the £4.5 mark.
They sell glass bottles of Coke up there for £1.
I know.
Glass bottles?
I also don't know they're in Glasgow. That's a classified weapon.
Yeah.
Well,
no. There's a few classified weapons out there, to be fair. But
okay.
Sorry.
No, that's alright.
It's great, man. Thanks.
I've only been to be fair. I've only been to the Strathclyde Union once or twice to do the big Monday quiz, where we've been in the bottom 3 the 2 times I participated.
That's fun.
It was fun. I ended up in the casino after one of them because me and Chloe Burley just got far too drunk for a Monday night at a quiz, to be honest with you. But
fair enough.
yeah, so that was my first time in a casino actually.
That name in ages, but
Chloe Burley.
aye.
Oh, it's great. I've not spoken in a while actually, but
She was okay.
I done.
so is there scope there, Stuart, for you to carry on?
What I mean though, because we had this talk with Josh about like how I hated Neve, Luba, those sorts of people. People that bullied me, and then there was other people like Lily Anderson and
Lils.
Chloe.
Close.
They were fine, just not the best sort of.
Side characters.
They acted as if you were nothing. Which can happen. Which can happen.
Yeah. To Lily, she's got that.
Chloe was chill for me for about half a month when she realised I was gay.
Chloe is.
And then she just lost interest because I wasn't one of the,
The gay ones.
Everybody,
that's a poor way of putting it.
everybody's
You weren't the
got
gay
their-
best
The
friend.
stereotypical.
Right? Yes.
Yes.
Everybody's got their preferred personalities, I suppose. We ended up in the union that night, and it was a Monday quiz, so I was going to go for a couple of pints.
Aye.
That then turned into getting venom buckets, and me rejecting the idea of going to the casino that she suggested. I then had a couple more, and then she was like, "Do you want to go to the casino?" I went, "Yeah." We went. I don't recall much of the casino. I just remember waking up with £110 in my wallet the next morning.
Happy days.
Yeah, but I ended up losing 70 the next time.
Ah.
But it's fun if you do it responsibly.
Yeah, like £20
Some
limit.
big
Come on.
Yeah.
Gamble responsibly, folks.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Some new advert for your show. You get Bet365 in here.
So, Owen. I need you to, focus in right now.
You're making some scary hand gestures towards me.
I need you to really clue in, because Ross better lay down the law on you right now with some questions.
Oh, that's the quiz I've been waiting for, Belter.
Well, no, it's not a quiz. It's just
This should be a quiz.
it's a biographical. What do you call it?
This is the bit where I crumble.
Is it? Because you don't know the
I would say
questions.
I've been rock steady for the last hour.
Okay.
Just ask Owen, why not?
Yeah.
Crumble.
What's been on your heart and your mind recently?
Is there do you get a pass on this?
No.
Nope.
Okay.
There was one person that passed and I hated them for it. It was Ari.
Arian Gurvin.
Cut him some slack. On my mind, I don't really have much to have on my mind apart from kind of working, uni, and then, like I say, my cycle of going out at the weekend. I'm kind of stuck in that. On my heart, betting.
Bit responsible.
In my heart, nothing. That's a hard one to define. I'm going to expose, but don't know. My heart's kind of like football stuff like that. Stuff I enjoy, which has been the football. I've been right back into the football again. I went through a phase of kind of hating it for a bit, but
Oh, really?
I've been enjoying it again.
Good. I never left.
That's not the answers you were looking for. You were expecting something a bit more sharper there, but you're no.
What about love interest at all? You're talking to Andy.
You can't ask that when you're staring me straight in the eyes.
What about love interest?
That's better. Not at the moment, no.
Okay.
Well, we'll leave that there. On to the next one.
That's a
What are you
pass.
most proud of about yourself?
I'm most proud about myself.
Yeah.
We're only on 8, aren't we? Jesus.
Very
no.
good.
I'd say I'm proud of where I am in terms of my job and stuff like that. I think doing the graduate apprenticeship's a really hard balancing act, and I get quite flustered at times. I think I'm doing well. I think I've done well to get here.
Absolutely.
It's just a hard shift, to be honest with you, but I don't really. I find it hard to talk at myself and say what I'm most proud of myself. If I had to pick something,
It'd be that.
Probably would be that. Aye.
That's a responsible answer. What do you want people to know about you?
Oh.
A gentle kind.
I do want you to know that I'm over 5'5", just. I do want that to be.
What, you're 5'5.5"?
It's still higher, isn't it?
It's 5'5".
Yeah. What do I want them to know? I can't say that, but nothing in particular, to be honest with you.
Nothing, not even one little nugget out there you wish people just knew.
Yeah.
What do you think they should know about me? I'm not good. I'm not very
We're not
good
the
at
ones
being
answering the questions.
I'm asking you. I'm keeping on here free of charge.
What do we think you'll
Yeah,
know
well,
about
I
you?
find it hard to be. There's not really that interest about. You know that I'm into football.
Most offensive things you say are a joke. I feel like that's a...
Yeah, that's
talking about what Stuart said.
Most of the things I say, but
that's trauma, mate.
That's
just you wait, I'll dump on that for another 20 minutes.
That's one I've mentioned quite a lot. This one's up to Josh and co. The bulk of the things that come out of my mouth are generally a joke, not meant. However, I will hold my hands up and say it doesn't often come across that way because I'm just quite blunt and dry.
Yes.
And I probably need to work on that with certain audiences, but yeah. I do absolutely, at this moment in time, if we're going to go on something, Josh is going to hate me. Love Green Day. I love Green Day.
You're going to get a paragraph.
They're such a fantastic band, and their new album is a topper.
Okay.
Oh, we've got an objection, we've got a point of order.
No, I was just thinking, because I have one for you as well, and this is what the ladies should know, if you're into that. That I generally do think you're going to have money, or that you're going to be well off. So, if someone wants to secure the bag, Owen's the man.
Hey, Owen.
But we'll just pause there. One of Owen's side pieces has been texting him. What were they saying?
Josh is laughing at the fact that I said that I want people to know that I'm not 5'4", I was actually 5'5". But,
alright.
Yeah. So you were making the point that I'm having money to love interest. That's it, Stuart. You get me a gold digger. That's what today. They'll hoover me for every last penny that I generate, and then they'll leave me. I'm going to trace it back to this point when my wife leaves me.
Say you're on your phone.
I'm on my phone.
On your dating apps. I don't know what's hip today with the kids because I'm not on any.
Alright, where's your walking stick, Jesus?
Alright, loaded up Tinder. So, if you, Owen, had the option between someone who was nice, and someone who was nice and was wealthy, what one would you pick?
You've worded that wrong. You've like nice or nice and wealthy. You're going to take the two benefits rather than the one.
That's what I'm trying to say. People should know that because that's a great feature that you're going to struggle to demonstrate on a profile.
It depends on the level of nice, but it's not.
How attractive are they as a person as well?
Yeah, it depends how you feel, but the money's not.
Jesus, it was a high
money's not everything, especially when you're.
It's not everything, but it helps.
It does help.
I mean, people say money doesn't buy happiness.
It does.
It buys your survival. It does. Unfortunately, the world we live in is dictated by money. I was talking about this to my dad actually, but that depends. I don't look for somebody's financial background.
I know, but someone would like to know that they're about to date Scotland's next billionaire. They would like to know that.
Probably, yeah.
I'll put it in my CV then.
As you should. Get that on your Tinder bio.
Who's messaging?
Kaylee's messaging and she's listening. Oh, hi Kaylee. Kaylee's listening. You've missed the whole bit where you get trash talked.
Whoa, that never happened.
There's no trash talking. I'm your biggest advocate, Kaylee. But she's proud.
Okay.
Yeah. So that might be she might be proud because of the political viewpoint.
Yes.
That's what I'm realising that is. But in terms of your question about whether it depends. I don't look for money in somebody.
Okay.
To be honest, I'm at the point where I'll take what I can get. But
I'm glad we got to skip over that enterprise thing
Yep.
first.
Aye.
Next question. How do you cope when things get hard? Don't say alcohol.
But what else is there, Ross?
So alcohol.
Right, okay.
When things get hard, sorry. Yeah, I do have a tendency to have a drink when I'm a bit stressed out. It kind of goes one or two ways. I either sit and do nothing about it, or I get really flustered. It was a couple of weeks ago I was getting flustered by uni while doing doing my week's work, and I wasn't understanding anything. I thought the lecturer explained nothing. I was getting so frustrated to the point where I finished the work, done bad on the quiz, and I went to go and do my other module. And he mentioned one thing about the Nazis, and it just hit me to the point where I slammed in the laptop, went down the stair, and just ate a whole tub of ice cream.
That's such a mood.
I was in such a mood, and he went, "Now we're going to talk about the Nazi part." I went down the stair, and I went, "Mum, have you got ice cream? It's in the freezer." Brilliant. Well, I ate the whole tub. I can be quite irrational when things are going bad sometimes, but I get flustered, to be honest, sometimes.
Ross, anything about you when it comes to that? Like, what's your sort of coping mechanism?
He doesn't hand out the social media passwords.
With Kaylee listening to, that's a sin. That's a sin. Anyway, Ross, is anything coping mechanism? Come on, you've got something.
Owen, what's your worst memory?
Wait, no, we're not going to skip over this. Come on. A bit of colour. Come on. What's yours?
I don't have. It's just.
I just don't cope, bro. Haven't coped since day one.
I don't know. I drink, yes, but I can't say that because I said to him don't say alcohol.
True. I mean, it does help.
It does help.
It does.
Playing sports is in a whole. Being physically active helps me a lot.
Yeah, okay.
See, that's what I used to. I can't, as you can tell, I've been struggling to get back to the gym.
Me too, brother.
I've put on a pile.
Power to you, pal.
Put on a pile since I started my job, and even before that, it's been tough. Yeah.
All right, next question.
What is your worst memory ever that you're happy to share? Like,
that's a major trauma dump.
Yeah. Well, you've had plenty of experience of that, haven't you?
Alright. Jesus Christ, Ross. Sorry, man.
Clydebank beating B 3-0 back end of last year was a tough one to swallow. Given that I fell out with assistant manager, fell out with Gary. Horrible, man. I hope he's listening. Is your dad listening to this?
Yes.
If you see Gary,
Man.
tell him I can't stand him. I felt it. See, we played them in the reverse fixture down at Beath. We obviously 1-1.
Yes.
Gary was walking off the pitch,
Uh-huh.
and I shouted. I was like, Gary, and he started clapping because he must have thought I was a Clydebank fan. I went, you're still winning this season, and he just went like that and stuck the finger up. I was like, yes. Hit the mic. But worst memory. The Clydebank one's up there.
Can imagine you would have just cried.
To be honest, they probably are in terms of ones I'll share. It's probably football because it's a big thing. The worst memory, to be honest, actually when I was playing football would have been during the COVID year. My team was top of the league, and it was we'd always done rubbish. And this was the season we were doing really well. We were top of the league, and we were probably on track. We might not have, but we were on track to probably win the league.
Yes.
And then COVID hit, and it just got scrapped. Our league get cancelled, and everything. So it was like that was our best season. Everything was flying, and then
nothing.
COVID happens, and then just that's it, done.
That's
and then
so
that kind of led to my downfall. I ended up stopping enjoying football after that. I ended up panting. So that probably would be. Was it just that I had got an injury in my ankle as well? Not to go. That's a story in itself. Not to go too much into that, but quitting football is probably that up there.
Alright.
Any more questions? Because this is.
Yes, yeah, I've got another question.
You're going for the jugular, like love interest, worst memory. What's in your heart? Like
what it is, it's like 100 deep questions.
Deep questions. There's a list of deep questions. Okay, so we've been over what many people should know about you. What is something that not many people do know about you?
I said this to you before the show. I rub myself in butter regularly. No, I don't.
Ross, please, please, next question.
What should they not know about me?
No. What has not what is something that is about you that not many people know about you?
What should people not know about you?
I need to pick something about me. I'm really bad at this. They don't know about me. Oh, most people listen. I love bars.
Right.
Something they don't know about me. It's a hard one, man.
I know.
Ross, I think that's a bit too tough.
Everyone else answered.
Don't know about All right.
We didn't do this to
Carrie
Josh.
in the last hour and a half, man.
Damn right, you
They
have.
don't know about me. Josh or Kaylee, feel free to text me the name of you. Because I'm struggling.
We're working on that. Let's see
I'll
the next
come
one.
back to that. I'll think about it.
Okay, how do you know when you can trust someone?
When they don't ask me to come on radio shows.
Okay.
Is that really all you're going to give us?
When they don't, because I don't trust either of you at this point in time. When they don't ask me to come on radio shows, I know I'm in a safe space and I'm not answering it to the general public.
Any other nice ones, Ross?
Nice ones, jeez.
No, any other ones.
Here's one last question. I'll try and think. As the show goes, I'll try and think of something you shouldn't know about me.
Alright, okay. Well, let's see. Has a friend ever stopped talking to you? This is a joint question, really.
Are you going to give me the second part?
No, because I need you to answer the first one first.
Yes.
Alright, and what led to it happening?
Well, you want me to go into each one?
No, just
the
one.
biggest one.
Your most memorable.
If we're going generically, a lot of people, since going to uni and people moving away and just other stuff, getting older and accepting that we're adults.
True.
Alright,
Stop
okay.
talking to a lot of people. The bulk of people I don't speak to as often anymore, just because of whatever reason.
I talk to 2 people in a day usually.
That's what I say to you. I don't. The nature of the way my course is at uni, I have like no friends at all. But that's just the way it works because I'm only on campus one day a month, so I don't really have any friends in that regard.
Not any co-worker like.
Well, I do. This is the problem at my work because we've got 6 graduate apprentices and I'm the only one that's 18.
Right.
Oh.
So it's kind of hard because like we've got a social event Friday where we're going to the pub. They all can't go.
Right.
I can. So
Yeah.
I'm going. So I'm kind of like, if you want to be, I'm friends with a lot of people in work, but I've never negotiated, never engaged with any of them like kind of outside it. I did go to the cinema with Charlie. Charlie is 17. He's one of the graduates. We went to see The Nun. Even though he hates horrors, but I wanted to see it, so he went to the cinema with me. But no, it's just like people move away and they're kind of making new friends and stuff. I'm kind of just the way it works is that I don't really. But, aye, there's more deeper ones that I'm not going to grass MD or fling MD under the bus. Under as much as I'd love to, but I'm not going to.
Okay, I think we'll just avoid the question.
I know. I'm
just for a little bit. Just
I know.
a little.
Carry on with something else. I'm going to try and think of this something you should know about because there is something in this.
There's something deep in there.
That's a ray of talent. There's got to be something. Well, something they don't know about me actually is one of my accolades that he named off. I was the you wouldn't know this actually, the Match Attacks Undisputed Champion. You know the football cards you
Yes.
Do you know this?
Yes.
Do you know it?
Well, no, I don't know the story behind.
I know,
you know,
I know what
right,
Match Attacks
okay,
are.
perfect, then I can answer your question.
Right,
so the football cards you get, the Match Attacks ones. So back in the day, when I was probably 5, 6 and 7, if I remember right. You collect the football cards, you get the binders and all that. So I collected the Scottish ones, and every year they'd have a swap festival at Hampden in April, and they would run tournaments at the competition, at the thing.
Right.
So they used to only have one at the event for the English Premier League cards, which were in Scotland. Why would you not run one for your own league, even though it's cash? Why would you not run one for your own league?
Yeah.
So I ended up getting a tournament made for the Scottish cards, and I ended up competing against the wee dweebs, and I ended up winning. And then I went back the following year, won again. Went back the following year, won again, beat Caden Lambie in the final. Won again, 3 years on the trot. That's why I'm the undisputed SPFL Match Attacks champion.
Damn,
fair play. That's actually quite cool.
Remember when you were asking about love interest? That's why I'm single.
Nice.
Well, that's something.
That's a nice note to leave the Q&A on.
Okay.
You gonna say something?
About water.
I don't know.
just generally.
Yeah.
One
sure.
thing you don't say in a podcast, Ross, is you don't know, son. Come on.
Yeah. So, is there anything you're looking forward to? Like anything that's upcoming? Any future events?
I've got a lot of gigs coming up. I'm seeing Liam Gallagher 4 times in 3 months. This is my whole fanboy comes out, and I do apologise in advance. So I'm seeing. I book a lot of gigs. I'm going to Germany in the summer for the Euros. I'm really looking forward to the Euros because I've not got tickets for the games unfortunately, but I'll still go. I've got a lot of gigs coming up. I'm going to see Liam Gallagher and John Squire at the Barrowlands. I'm going to see Green Day. In June, I'm going to see Green Day on the 25th of June. I'm seeing the Killers on the 26th. And I'm going to Manchester to see Liam on the 27th. So a gig 3 days in a row. I'm going to be dead. But I'm really looking forward to the gigs and all that. I've kind of really got into music or so in the last year or 2 years or so.
Good man. Is there anything else you'd like to talk about? I know there was a little bit on vaping.
Just about Scotland are going to win the Euros. That's Scotland are going to win the Euros. We're going to beat.
I don't have the confidence.
We're the opening game in Euro 2024. This is our time to shine.
I think we'll get out of the group stage. I think this is the year we get out of the group stage.
We're going to shine or we're going to get pumped. It's one of the two. It's always one of the two.
I think we'll beat Germany.
I've got a good feel. I'm feeling it in my veins this year. We're going to go to Germany. We're going to get the group, and I'll put my neck on the line on the public domain. We're going to get through the last 16, and we're going to go to at least the quarterfinals.
Ooh, I do not agree.
At
with
least
you
the
for a minute.
quarterfinals. And when we finish bottom of the group, hold me to this. and I'll apologise sincerely. But the Euros, I'm really buzzing for. I'm going to transmit as well in July. That'll be a disaster.
Jesus, got a lot more on than me and Ross do.
Yeah.
To be fair, that was a lot. There was a lot of pain in that. That was a lot of money as well. There was a lot of exits for the bank account during that period.
Me and Ross got paid today, Ross. We're very happy, aren't we?
Yeah.
And I get paid on Friday there as well. So.
Oh damn, we're all cashed up right now.
I can hardly move for the £10 notes in here. Jeez, well.
£10 is that about it?
That's it, man. It's
poor people money that.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine if you worked a whole month
touch
and.
my hand live on the radio. Well, what music are you used to? Like, I don't think I've ever asked this. So.
Oh, I'll let you go first because you'll find common ground.
Well, I do like Oasis. I do like Liam Gallagher.
Good
I do like Kasabian. I like Blur. I like Pulp.
Oh, he likes Pulp. Good
but
answer.
But also like the likes of like Kanye West and stuff like that.
Yeah, I kind of stay away from that.
Yeah.
Due to recent activities which we do not condone.
Whoa, I like the artist. Shut it. I like the music.
Whoa, no, you like the music, not the artist. That's the difference.
I like the music. Yes.
Okay.
So you've brought up normalising domestic abuse.
Whoa.
He said that he likes Kanye. How am I the only one of the three of us
I
that's not
never
dropped my
said
cell in it?
I
yet?
was going to beat Luke.
Yes, you did.
He-
You literally said
What
those
was
words.
my
I
word
think,
on
he
that?
said, I think he said it
It
twice.
says, I'm going to go home, beat Luke, go to
bed.
sleep.
I think he said it twice.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not good.
No.
Well, just to put it out there,
So your new host starts next week.
I do not beat Luke. If anything, he beats me.
Alright.
So, that's a nice note to just leave the conversation dry for that one. Just, Ross,
Yes.
ask him one more question. Just to tickle his mind.
Do you want one more question, Owen?
I don't have a choice. It's your show.
Damn it, you don't have a choice. Right.
As long as Stuart doesn't hit me.
We'll think about it.
Apart from COVID,
Apart from COVID.
what event has had a large impact in your life? Because obviously COVID would be linked to football. So.
The Queen dying.
Now, I'm going to take this as a bit of tomfoolery here.
Yeah, this seems like a joke.
I can't believe you would disgrace Her Majesty and she's not even here to defend herself.
You know what
I love that.
No,
Also,
I-
my grandma when that happened, that was nuts.
Yeah.
Listen, I got a day off work. Fair play to her. She timed it well. I was due to be in that night.
I thought my gran was kind of like crying stuff because my gran's a devout Christian and all that. And we were just alone at my aunt's house for some reason. Just
Yes.
us two. We were chatting away and it went to the TV. Her Majesty the Queen has passed away. And I just turned to her and she had the most blank expression on her face like she couldn't give to. Just staring at this old wretched woman.
My stepmom predicted that we were sitting in the afternoon and obviously I think they said in the House of Commons that the Queen wasn't well and that she just wasn't well was the news, and we were sitting there at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. My stepmom's like, she's died, I'm telling you, she's died, she's done. And then the news get broke at whatever time it was and not even one word of remorse was said in the living room. It was just my stepmom going, I tell you, I tell you. It was like, I tell you. She was pointing at the TV, she's dead. I was like, aye. But no, the royals are an interesting one. I find it, not that it's funny, but obviously Charles was diagnosed with cancer related to his prostate. I just find it funny that Buckingham Palace felt the need to write out a full statement. Can you imagine if that was one of us? Like, got prostate cancer or something, you just write a big written letter that you need to display to the public saying, sorry, there's something up with my buzz.
Imagine you were the doctor that had to tell that to them.
It was like Liz Truss when she shook the Queen's hand and she snuffed it 2 days later. Anyway, God rest her soul.
Yep.
And she had it coming. I mean, she had all them years of luxury. Give us a break. She had it coming.
But she was a mechanic in the war.
Damn
She
right.
ate babies too. Right.
She's also a dragon.
Alright. Folks, we're going to leave it there.
Alright.
Thank you, Owen, for coming on. What an amazing
It
guest.
was a pleasure for having me. Ross was about to start clapping there, but
Yep.
I interrupted him because I can't take the embarrassment.
Yep.
No, it's been a pleasure to have me, thank you.
Next week, we're going to have Anthony back on the show. As you may recall, Anthony, he's something special.
Yeah.
That man, he knows radio in and out and he can talk.
We have got a guest here.
Yes.
It's alright, I'll get my coat, Stuart. I can't get it.
Yeah, so really excited for next week. Big
Absolutely.
upgrades.
Yes.
If you want to follow our social medias, we have RNS Radio on Instagram, YouTube.
Do you know we left you at a teed up on purpose? Do you know we secluded you on purpose? You know you say the three of you felt you're getting tarnished with the same brush, you're his co-host. We left, see that picture? We purposely said don't get them in it. Don't get them in it because they're suckers. Don't get. He's going to run a radio show and he's going to say that I'm not as good as his next host. That's why you weren't in it, Stuart. Deal with it.
Well, thank you everyone. It's been lovely.
Hot damn.
We shall see you all next week if me and Ross don't have a shift on Wednesday.
It's been a pleasure to be here. God bless the pair of you.
Thank you very much.
Thank
You
you.
are really a lovely man.
You really
I do
are.
appreciate you.
It's amazing the acting you put on for public performance.
Absolutely.
Alright. Well, we'll see you next week. Au revoir.
Bye bye.